Kimura. Today we're doing Wonderful Tonight, and I'm going to be teaching this lesson as a beginner lesson, and I'm also going to show you some intermediate level strumming, and I'm also going to show you that lead I did in the beginning. Okay, so there's going to be something for everyone, but they're going to be in stages. It's going to be beginner stuff and then more advanced strumming, and we're going to look at the lead at the end. Also, I made a really accurate chord chart, and you can follow along with this chord chart. That's available at the link in the description. It's patreon.com, and if you click there, you can make that available. So it's G. This is the intro. It starts with G, D, C, D, G. So let's start there. So it's going to be 4 Gs. Now this is the most basic strum. I know in the intro of this video I did some arpeggios, and I'm going to get to that later. Let's just talk about the strumming, and if you're a beginner, you should just stay here. Okay? So you're just going to be doing G 4 times, D, C, D, G, D, C, D. So that's the vibe of the speed, okay? And I can actually sing it and play it for you. Let's go through that. So I'm going to go through the whole song, and I'm going to do it with a drum machine, just to give you a concept of the beat. The drum machine is going to be 94 BPMs. This is actually a relatively fast song. It feels like a slow song because it's kind of the keyboards and everything and the arpeggiated guitars make it sound very relaxed and inviting, but it's actually a pretty fast tempo. It's actually like this, right? Okay. So let's do our song. Ready? So it's like this. that's basically our chord structure, and you can follow along. I'm going to give you a couple of resources down below, and you can follow along with the chord chart. I'm also going to leave a link to Chordify, and you can use that as well. Okay, but you can play along with me. Just right here in the video, I just play the whole structure. You can just play along, and then once you get comfortable with that, you can switch and start playing with the real song. I do encourage you to start playing with a real song. I wish I could play with a real song in the video. Some videos I do, but the YouTube strikes my my monetization if I do that. So unfortunately, I leave that out. Anyway, so here's what we have. We got GD/CD. Now, if you're a beginner, just do it the way I showed you. I'm also going to include the drum link in the description below. You should play it with the drum beat, but until you're ready to play it with the song. The drum beat, it's tedious to play with the drum beat, but it's worth it. Trust me. It's going to make you so much more of a confident and accurate player. Okay, and when you start having confidence and accuracy, you're going to start having authority, and that's what you want. As a beginner, you want to have some authority so that when you go to play guitar, people will like stop and listen, you know? So you got GD/CD, and I'm just gonna now explain some of the strumming patterns that you could do, okay? You could go up and down. If you're only doing downs at this point, you could go up and down like this. Okay, or after that gets simple, you can start to do arpeggios. If you're new at doing arpeggios, I'm just literally playing one string at a time, and I'm just playing as many strings as I want to until it's time to switch, and then I need to switch. And it's good if you practice this with a drum beat. It's really healthy if you can, like this. I don't recommend doing something that intricate at first. You could do something very simple, like just going straight down the strings. Notice I'm switching chords when it's time to switch, when the beat says it's time to switch, not when I exhaust all possibilities of going all the way down on all the strings. Okay, so there's no correlation between how many strings you have and how many beats you have to do. Okay, the beats is the beat, whether your instrument is guitar, piano, bass, banjo, violin, and the way your particular instrument arpeggiates those chords is going to be unique to your instrument and unique to the way you're playing it, and that's okay. Okay, so but everybody has to make your arrangement of the way you're hitting these strings to fit with the chord structure. So it's, you could do it half speed, which would be with the drum beat. It sounds like this. This is 94 BPMs. Any string. The other thing you could do now, if you're ready, you could slow the beat down and double time it, where you got, without slowing it down. I'm going to show you full speed for a second. It's going to be like this. Now, there are a couple of workarounds that could be too hard, but I do suggest, if it's too hard, to just take a slower beat. Like I provided a link for a beat here that's 94 BPMs. You may want to start at 60 BPMs, work your way up to then being able to play faster, and then eventually start playing with the song. Okay, the song will dictate how to play it. ultimately the song is the highest authority, not your guitar teacher and not your tablatures. The highest authority will be the actual song and the artist and the way that the artist is doing it, if that makes sense, you know? So check it out and try to emulate. If you're at this level of playing these intricate arpeggios, listen to what Clapton is doing. He's doing... maybe different string variation, but that's the basic rhythm and delivery of the arpeggios. Okay, so lastly, let's take a look at this lead. And I'm teaching this lead for beginners. If you've never played a lead, this is an opportunity to play some lead. And what you're going to do is... okay, so this is going to get very specific, but bear with me. Try to follow along. You're going to take your first finger and put it on the 3rd string, 7th fret. And then take your 3rd finger and put it on the 10th fret, 2nd string, and you're going to bend that note up. Like that. It's two notes. It's up and then down. Going down without playing it again. So it's... and then put your first finger on the 8th fret, 2nd string. And then put your 3rd finger on the 10th fret, 2nd string. So the whole thing goes... that's the first run. And then it goes... so that's going to be, again, first finger on the 3rd string, 7th fret. 10th fret, you do the same bend on the 2nd string. Go to the 8th fret, 2nd string. And then end on the 9th fret, 3rd string. So it goes... and then we're going to do one more, okay, which I already showed you. Then we're going to climb to the 12th fret, 2nd string, to the 13th fret, 2nd string, to the 17th fret, 2nd string, to the 15th fret, 2nd string. Okay, so here's your whole run. That's it, okay? So, I'm going to play the whole song, kind of my own vibe to it, and feel free to follow along. Also, feel free to comment questions that you have. So if you're having questions either with this song or just guitar playing in general, feel free to do so. I do answer all questions in my Patreon, so if you have questions and you need more support, you can join me on Patreon. Also, I'm available for Skype lessons if you book me for Skype. But here is the whole vibe. I'm going to play it. And it's kind of like this. this chord that I'm using for C is C, and then I can slide it up to do D here. So this is also D. You're going to see me do a couple of these Ds like this. And sometimes I might embellish a little bit. You know. But that's the Jimi Hendrix in me. And sometimes I might embellish a little bit. You know. And sometimes I might embellish a little bit. Sometimes I might embellish a little bit, like. That's just the Jimi Hendrix in me, okay? I'll do my best to explain that stuff. Anyway, so please feel free to like and subscribe and comment. I will see you tomorrow for your next video. Take care.